Release of One American Held Abroad is by all accounts welcoming news, but Griner's release shines a spotlight on all Americans held abroad. Now, many are questioning what the Biden administration is going to do to free them as well. And Joe Khalil joins us now for more on that story. Joe, there was a couple of reactions yesterday. I would say most of the ones that I personally saw were not happy with the trade here. It's people are going right past, yay, we're glad she's home. They're going straight to, wait, what did we give up and who is still there? So what can you tell us about that?
Yeah, there is still certainly that discussion that's happening, Mitch. And I got to tell you, I talked to a family who has someone detained overseas right now as well. They described it as a really bittersweet day. They are happy on a personal level for Brittney Griner, but you have this entire community of American families who still have loved ones detained overseas. And so for them, they are still trying to elevate their family stories. They're trying to make sure their loved ones' names are not forgotten in these discussions. Happy for Brittney Griner, but they're hoping that their family members, their loved ones who are detained, experience the same outcome that Griner did, which is eventually to get them back safe on American soil. And Paul Whelan was really the name that stood out the most, and that was because he is also still in Russia because his name was a part of the discussion around the prisoner swap deal that brought Brittney Griner home. Ultimately, the White House says Russia's treating Whelan's case much differently, and so he remains detained beyond 3 years now in a Russian prison. But although he was the most high-profile name around this discussion, clearly not the only one. There are dozens of other Americans overseas that are still detained. I'm just going to run through a couple of these names now. Imad Shargi, Siamak Namazi, and Bakr Namazi, those last two with the same last name, father and son. All three of them are detained wrongfully in Iran. Austin Tice, an American journalist and Marine detained in Syria since 2012. And Kai Li, an American who was arrested in China. All of these names were arrested under the guise of doing some sort of espionage for the United States. All of them deny being spies, but they are detained right now. Their stories have gotten attention, not as much as Paul Whelan's story, but certainly important to remember the other names of Americans who are also detained. On NewsNation, we highlighted the case of Navy Lieutenant Ridge Alconis. This is a man stationed in Japan. He was involved in a car accident. He was behind the wheel when he had a medical emergency. His car swerved and hit and killed two Japanese citizens. It was a tragic accident. Both of those Japanese citizens died. He was given a 3-year sentence in prison. It's a sentence the U.S. State Department says was unfair. The department says Alconis was not given proper due process. Again, we've highlighted his story, and his wife Brittney remains in Japan so that their 3 children can see their dad. They get 2 30-minute visits every month. That is it. She spoke to NewsNation yesterday shortly after the Griner story broke, and here's a bit of how she described what her family is going through.
We have many loving family and friends that will do everything they can to help. I have many people in the States that we could stay with, including all of our parents. However, if we do go back to the States, then my children will spend the next just over 2.5 years without being able to see their father ever.
And Mitch, I want to leave you with this. It's much harder for the United States to negotiate prisoner swaps when we don't have good relations with certain governments. Venezuela being one case where you've got 8 Americans that are detained there now. And by the way, all of these families who have people detained overseas, many of them have formed a certain community. They keep in touch with each other. They offer support to each other. It is sad that we have a community like that at all in the United States, but in some ways reassuring that they are there for each other, Mitch.
Certainly a major issue, and coming up later in the show, we're going to talk to Tom Firestone, who represents Mark Fogel. He is another American who is detained in Russia. And Joe, we will see you later on this morning. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation in your cable lineup. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-based, unbiased coverage.